I did.
We went to Pancake Day too.
It was very good.
I can't get enough of Pancake Day. I love it.
Pancakes
Yeah, it's the greatest. I never miss it. This is Mr. Wolf's pancakes.
They look a little bit weird.
They do. They look like pies, which I love almost as much as pancakes. All right.
You know what I love most?
What?
Chocolate. I like syrup, maple syrup.
Whoa, what about chocolate chip pancakes with maple syrup on them?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Even blueberry one.
Oh, my goodness. Now we're
And
talking.
I have my own pancake pans. I have.
I don't even have that.
I have like I have a kitten one, a pig, and a monkey one.
This kid has more kitchen stuff than we do.
My brother is a monkey. He keeps knocking down stuff.
What if you had a real brother that was actually a monkey? What if you had, honestly, wouldn't that be weird? Okay, ready?
I wish I had one. Yeah.
This is called Mr. Wolf's Pancakes. I wish I had some pancakes.
Me too.
One day, Mr. Wolf was feeling hungry. He decided to make some pancakes. Yum, yum, he said, licking his lips at the thought of a big pile of fresh, delicious pancakes. Mr. Wolf had never made pancakes before, so he took his big recipe book off the shelf and looked inside. Wolves can't read very well, and Mr. Wolf had trouble understanding it, so he went to get some help from his neighbors. He called on Chicken Little, who lived next door. "Can you please help me read this?" he asked. "No," said Chicken Little, slamming the door in Mr. Wolf's face. Bang! "Oh dear," sighed Mr. Wolf. He sat down slowly read the book and worked out what he needed, all by himself. We've got flour and eggs and milk.
That's not.
It should be noted at this point in the story that I am the worst at making pancakes in the world. Never goes well for me.
My mom teaches me. I know how they do it.
Will you come to my house and make pancakes so that I can have some pancakes, because it doesn't go
I
well
don't know
for
where
me.
your house is.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how to make pancakes.
Yeah? Well, let's see how Mr. Wolf does. Mr. Wolf looked in his cupboard for the ingredients, but he couldn't find anything that he needed. "I'll go to the store," he decided, and settled down to write a list. But wolves aren't very good at writing, so Mr. Wolf called on Wee Willie Winkle. Wee Willie Winkle. "You're very clever," said Mr. Wolf. "Can you please help me write my shopping list?" "No," said Wee Willie Winkle. "Go away." He slammed his door. Bang. "There's no need to be like that," said Mr. Wolf quietly. Mr. Wolf sat down and worked very hard at his writing until he had made himself a shopping list all by himself. Now he needed to count his money to make sure he had enough, but wolves aren't very good at counting, so he went to the gingerbread man for some help. "Can you help me count my money, please?" he asked politely. "No, I'm too busy to bother with you," said the gingerbread man, slamming his door. Bang! Everybody's very rude in this story. So poor Mr. Wolf had to sit down and count his money. It took him a long time, and he had to check it 3 times before it was right, but he did it all by himself. Mr. Wolf needed a basket to carry his groceries, so he called Little Red Riding Hood. Do you think she is going to help him? I would guess probably not. "May I please borrow your basket?" he asked very nicely. "I'm not lending my basket to you," said Little Red Riding Hood. "Get out of here." So Mr. Wolf set out to the store without a basket. "I'll manage," he said. Mr. Wolf went to the store. He looked at his list and remembered what he needed, counted out his money, and carried the eggs, milk, and flour home all by himself. Now it was time to make the pancakes, but wolves aren't very good at cooking, so Mr. Wolf called on the 3 little pigs. "Can you please help me cook my pancakes? I'll share them with you," he said kindly. "Forget about it," chorused the pigs, slamming their doors. Bang, bang, bang. Mr. Wolf felt sad because nobody wanted to help him. Mr. Wolf went home and started to make the pancakes all by himself. Soon there was a huge pile of delicious pancakes on the table, all ready for eating. Now, as Mr. Wolf had been making his pancakes, the lovely smell had drifted out of the kitchen. All of his neighbors could smell it, and it made them feel very hungry. They wanted some pancakes, too. They decided they'd try their luck. So they knocked on Mr. Wolf's door. "Give us some of your pancakes," said the very rude bunch. "Why should I give any to you?" said Mr. Wolf. "Not one of you would help me." "We'll help you eat them," replied Mr. Wolf's neighbors nastily. "Anyway, we're not going away until you give us some." Mr. Wolf thought very hard for a moment. There was only one decent thing to do. "Oh, very well then," he sighed. "You'd better come in." Mr. Wolf opened the door wide, and whoosh! His greedy neighbors rudely pushed him aside and dashed down the hall. Mr. Wolf shook his head, shrugged his shoulders, and followed them into the kitchen. And when they were all in, oh my gosh, this is very suspenseful. What do you think is going to happen? Mr. Wolf gobbled them up. What? Snippity snappity. That was the end of his unhelpful neighbor's twist ending. But then, with his bulging stomach still not full, Mr. Wolf sat down to eat his pile of pancakes, and he did it all by himself. Well, there was no one else around. He ate all of his neighbors. I did not. I thought he was going to share. I don't know about you. I thought he was going to share. That was a little surprising.